we don't want that. You know.
Basically, if your vehicle's still in here after 10 o'clock, you get a ticket.
A ticket is fine. We can handle a ticket. No towing.
Let's get it done for our sergeant.
Okay. Well, let's make sure that at that time your sergeant is available, or lieutenant, whoever. You know. Okay. Okay, that's wonderful. But the fact of the matter is, we have from the federal level through the California state level, we have protest rights. We are protesting the hours, and we are protesting the oversized vehicle ordinance. So I get what you're saying, and honestly, we don't mind the oversized vehicle ordinance. All we really mind is policing for profit, to take the product that is what we own, our property, and taking our homes away from us, and then selling it, and then padding the police coffers with what you guys earn on that.
Not about you,
No, I'm not. Yeah, not you personally, but that happens. That happens all across the United States, and it's sick. It's absolutely sick, and we don't want it. We don't want that. Okay. So if you need to give a ticket, we're down with that. We've had some tickets. We're fighting those tickets. Okay. Not a problem. You need to give tickets. We're good with that.
And no
But
tow.
towing people away and
That gentleman right there is my sergeant.
good. Let's talk to him.
Excellent.
And thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. Have a good night, you say.
Have a good night.
That's Sergeant Brad. You need Sergeant Brad, okay? And the house is Sergeant Brad, okay? Okay, I better go find my phone. Let me know what's going on, okay?
Okay.
I gotta find my phone.
Hello, you are the sergeant?
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
so we
great.
would want to
We'd like
talk
to
to you if
talk to
that's
you.
all right. Okay, you got it. So I am Chris Endres, and I'm the one who basically stood up and started the protest here. And what we are protesting is we are protesting the park closure hours, and we're also protesting OVO. But the only reason we are protesting the OVO part is just because of the forfeiture. You know, we can't stand losing our homes, right? And so we understand.
That's really nice, actually.
So one of you guys?
That's my phone, apparently.
Okay.
That's pretty cool.
So, so if you guys need to give tickets, that's fine.
I think the
Okay.
first, we're a big fan of progressive enforcement. So
Yeah.
first, we warn best
Right,
we can.
right.
I haven't dealt with any of you before, so I'm a big fan of just saying, hey, you guys have been warned.
Sure.
Okay, first time.
Yeah.
Second time, maybe a parking ticket. Third time, we'll address registration and stuff like that, which is appropriate.
Right.
Then so I don't like towing unless I really, really have to. I'm a
Thank
big
you. I
fan of
appreciate
not
that.
towing if I don't have to,
Right.
especially to
Thank you, sir.
I
Right.
do understand that. However, we did receive complaints about the illegal parking, so how
Okay.
things roll downhill.
Okay. Well, let us.
I'm the one working nights and
From
weekends.
every
and
single
I'm
person
downhill.
here,
Yeah.
we are going to give you a complaint
Okay.
about the complainers, and we're also going to say this: that I don't know who needs to be aware of it. I don't know who is aware of it. But the fact of the matter is, like our research, we need to know what we're talking about before we even talk to you
Absolutely.
guys, right?
I'm a big fan of making
on
sure
the-
people know what they can and can't
Right.
do.
On the federal level,
Yeah.
believe it or not, you guys are breaking the law.
Okay.
Because on the federal level, they have decreed that the process that involves forfeiture is absolutely
So you guys
not
know
okay.
I am not doing any type of enforcement regarding forfeiture.
Right,
I am
well,
simply
when you abscond with the
I'm
homes,
not
then
trying to. I'm not trying to seize. or
no, you're
impound.
not right
No,
now.
no,
you're not. I
and
agree
I
with that.
don't want that to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Neither do we.
What I want is laws to be abided by. There's
Yes.
no parking these hours.
Right.
I'm
But
simply,
that's what we're protesting, though.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
well,
We
you
have the
start
right to
talking about
protest.
forfeiture and stuff. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I'm
I
simply
realize
saying that there's a sign there that says you're not supposed
Yes.
to park here.
Thank you for
you
letting
know,
us know
overnight
that. And that's what we're
We're going to
protesting.
document every vehicle that's in here.
That's okay.
That,
Documentation is great.
That you've been giving your verbal warning first time.
Right.
You know, we're going to come back
Right.
tomorrow and address the same issue.
And we expect that. Okay. And of course, if everybody was up to date on their license, registration, insurance, all that kind of stuff, then what would be left, if I'm assuming on your part, in terms of enforcement, considering that this is a protest, would be ticketing.
The second time would be a parking citation. It's not
Right.
a moving violation. Doesn't follow your license. It follows the vehicle.
Okay, so
So-
am I to understand that, let us say, okay, we decided to hold our ground here, right? Now, our First Amendment protest rights say that we have the right to do that, to hold our ground here, okay? And you're essentially saying, well, I don't care what the First Amendment of the Constitution and the California Constitution say, I'm going to get you guys out of here anyway.
You're talking to the wrong person, because I completely agree with your first amendment, right? Wholeheartedly.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. Okay.
I agree with your right to protest. That will be something that if you guys do end up protesting, whenever we do decide to get to that escalation level of enforcement.
We're
You're
not
saying when
protesting-
we
we're
do?
not protesting yet?
Well, this is why I warned.
Okay.
First step.
Okay.
I'm not worried
Okay.
about here yet until we get there.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I guess I thought that,
And you're
thought we already were
protesting a law
protesting.
on the books, right?
well, yeah, the
The
park
municipal
hours.
code,
ordinance,
park
yeah.
hours.
Yeah,
right.
OVO and the park hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not enforcing OVO. It's not even in the hours of our terms of enforcement.
You're just the park hours.
And I don't think OVO applies to here anyways,
It does. I
because
received
it's residential, I
I
believe.
received a ticket 90
Okay.
for 100.
Plenty of tickets.
Maybe I'm not well informed on that one.
Well, you could possibly
I'm
be
the
right,
sergeant, I don't
and
write
they're
OVO tickets.
slathering
Okay.
them on anyway.
Be fair.
You know.
Okay.
And sometimes they're sticking 2 and 3 tickets on one vehicle at a time.
Yeah.
I got
Right.
one-
I
got
have a
3 tickets
question.
last night.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but
Just be
I
nice.
thought that the first line was to warn everybody, but
That's what you just
last
said.
last night we all got tickets without any warning whatsoever.
Okay. I wasn't here last night.
Okay.
Okay.
That's true. We didn't
You
see
guys
you.
are approaching me with a complaint of your own, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, that's what
Yes,
we're
sir.
doing.
Yes.
And I'm a big fan of let's start small.
Yeah.
And then we don't
Thank
need
you.
to go big unless
Thank
we
you.
have to go big.
Right.
Right.
And I'll.
And we love to be reasonable,
These guys were
and
talking
we're
about
peaceful
towing this
people.
just a little while ago.
I know.
I have something really important.
Are we not allowed
that I
to?
would like to say.
Here's the thing. I'm allowed to tow.
Yeah.
To what?
We
I'm
understand
allowed
that.
to tow.
Yeah, I imagine.
Right.
But I'm not going to.
But at the same
I
time, we're
imagine
allowed to be
you
here. So
Right
how's
now
that?
you are.
Yeah.
Right now you are, yes.
Well,
at
as
10
a
o'clock you cannot.
protest.
At 10 o'clock, technically you're breaking the law. It is a municipal code. It is an infraction. It is a parking ticket. It can come with it. Can. I use the word can. Okay. I'm allowed to use discretion. I technically don't have to work with you. I'm going
No,
to.
that's true.
I'm going to
That's-
do the
that's
best
true.
I can to work with you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little confused about something. Go
Good.
ahead. Continue though.
That's it. I think.
Okay. So
Whenever I get on the PA and I say those things, I can do
that's a
that.
warning.
Yes.
Right.
That's
And
my
I got
hey,
you.
pack your stuff, let's get going. But if
Gotcha.
you get some protest, this is what we're doing.
So you said you're enforcing the law, right? And as far as I'm able to comprehend and understand it, protesting is also a law. It's in the First Amendment.
It's a civil right.
Well, yeah, it's a civil right to do that. So I honestly, I'm trying to get right ordered mind here to comprehend exactly what it is I think I'm doing.
So
Okay.
let me explain it to you in a way I believe that you'd understand this.
Okay, thank you.
If you're protesting, right, you're peacefully assembling, you're
Yes.
protesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
But once you start protesting outside of the terms of peaceful, breaking the law is, you're technically breaking the law. You're
So
allowed to
breaking the-
protest. You're allowed to peacefully assemble. You're allowed to protest. However, once you start breaking the law,
But we're allowed to stand our ground too. That's
yeah, and that's why we don't go escalation unless we really, really, really have to.
Right.
You know what I mean? We want to work with y'all.
But when you say breaking the law, like saying that the car park closes at 10 p.m.,
in your terms, that's breaking the law.
Right, that's what he said.
That's what we seem to understand from the ticketing and the towing that we've seen happening.
Yeah.
So I would like to run something by you because you seem like a nice guy, and
I hope so. I have a lot of kids.
I hope so.
I'm very patient.
And if they like you,
Yeah.
We hope so
Yeah,
too.
right.
You come across a nice guy. And Ron last night at 4 a.m. got his vehicle impounded. He's 75 years old. He was
He's a veteran.
Marine lieutenant, 75 years old. And
with
he
the
was,
Purple Heart.
It was the Purple Heart. He was left on this car park with the trailer and no truck. 4 a.m. What I'm asking is who would do that to a 75-year-old that put his life on the line for this country? And you know, some people can't afford other ways of life. You know, it is something to address. But my question, could you rectify this, please? Because he's right here, and we're trying to get his truck back.
You put your jacket on,
I don't
baby.
think
The short answer is there's nothing I can do about
Put
that.
your jacket on, baby.
Right now, there's nothing I can do about that. If it's done, it's done.
Right.
Two things. I was a Marine too. Okay, I get it.
Nice.
Good for you. Thank you for
and-
your service.
Yes.
And we obviously don't want this happening if we can avoid it, which is why
Yeah.
when I say we start with, hey, let's work together to alleviate a situation that I'm getting complaints and they tell me to do something, right? And
Right.
you guys are complaining and say we don't want to do it. Not complaining, but protesting.
Yeah.
You know, we got to find a middle ground.
So
And
may I
Okay.
read you something?
Sure.
Okay. This says, what
She had
happened?
another question, right?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't let me
The-
Go
forget
ahead.
that.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Because I will
I'm
get
so sorry.
sidetracked like no one's business.
So,
Yeah, right.
I
but
do
on
that
our
too.
ticket, it says from 2 to 6. From
Should be-
2 a.m.
should be-
to 6
Should
p.m.
be
or
10
6 a.m.
It should be 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. with the
But our
signs.
tickets say differently.
They can always protest the ticket.
Okay, so this says, what happens if the police issue a dispersal order for a protest? And it says, shutting down a protest through a dispersal order must be law enforcement's last resort. Police
I
may
agree.
not break up a gathering unless there is a clear and present danger of riot, disorder, interference with traffic, or other immediate threat to public safety.
Which is none of that here.
Right. I mean, that's not. That's not
none
even.
of us.
If officers issue a dispersal order, they must
I'm
provide
telling
a
you that the warning is what you're going to get tonight.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
That's what we're going to do first.
Okay.
Okay? If we get to tomorrow, yeah, we're going to do an escalation of enforcement. You can protest a ticket. You can always fight the ticket and say we don't want to pay this. We
Well,
don't
we
think we
have
should
been
have
fighting
to.
the tickets.
Okay, but that doesn't really have to do with you guys protesting. You can protest the citation without having to.
Well,
protest me.
we were under the
No,
impression that the First Amendment gave us the right to resist the thing that you are trying to enforce. That's it. That's the impression that we were.
There's a fine line. I think whenever you start protesting, I'm a big fan of protesting. I'm okay with it. Okay, sorry, shake my hand. No.
No, there's some mixed messages going on.
I just have my PTSD from the last
Yeah,
protest.
I got you.
We're not those kind of
No,
people.
We do not want any kind of violence. We want this completely peaceful.
I completely agree with you guys. However,
And Christian.
I'm in a spot.
I believe
like
you.
you guys.
I believe you.
Yeah.
You got pressure from above. I get it.
So I would
And
think
it is a law on the books that technically the city is saying, hey, go do something about this.
And
And
yet
I-
the Supreme Court says you can't do that.
Well, we can still ticket.
That's true. That's
We
true.
can still
Right.
ticket, and you guys can
Yes.
protest
Yes.
ticket.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's within your right to do that. That doesn't mean you're in a, you have to march around. You can still
Right,
march around
right,
if you want.
right, right.
But we can also. It's just a parking ticket.
Right.
And
Right.
in the scheme of things, it's money, right?
Right.
Right. And we don't want to get to towing. We
Right.
don't-
Right.
We don't want. So hopefully before that happens, we come to, hey, let's get you somewhere. Hopefully that you are allowed to park. I know there's some safe.
No, they're all full. They've all got waiting lists. Sorry. I was on the phone this morning again.
We have.
I work nights and weekends, so sometimes when stuff changes, I don't know.
Okay.
No, I bet.
She's exactly right.
I bet.
Yeah.
They're tiny. They're full, and they're also very far away. And
Yep.
so I mean.
I have another question. I'm sorry. If you're disabled, and is there still does the parking law still apply?
No, there is an exemption for being a disabled, having a disabled license plate or placard in a disabled spot or outside of the 15 minutes. So a lot of disabled parking placards you're allowed to use in like 15-minute parking or a half hour or 2 hour, and you're allowed to use it longer. I don't believe that is exempt from the parking lot being closed itself.
Right.
Because that's exactly what's happening. The parking lot is supposed to be closed.
May I ask you a question?
This is my way.
Absolutely.
So, my question is, what crime is actually happening from 10 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock in the morning? Does something somehow the parking lot transform into something that's criminal?
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so let me, can
Now,
I elaborate
do
on
you
that?
think that's
Can I-
what happens with the?
Let him elaborate.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's y'all.
Okay.
So when I say what I'm going to say now, that does not mean it's y'all.
Okay.
Because obviously you're not out here doing donuts and
Yeah,
having
right,
shootings.
Right.
Right.
But I've worked here a long time. I've been a cop for 15 years. And
Yes.
I've worked majority of my time here in Pacific Beach, Mission Beach. And I can tell you this parking lot specifically has had plenty of violent crime after hours.
There has.
Yes.
There has.
And I don't
Yes.
think you guys would disagree.
Okay.
So
We've
is-
seen
so
seen
is-
people die, get
So to
knifed. We
answer
know.
your question, do I believe it's y'all? No. However, the parking lot laws are the way they are. I didn't create them. I'm just here to answer your question. Be like, absolutely, crime occurs. I've had, there's kids here.
Okay.
I've had
Let me
several
rephrase my
sexual
question.
assaults in this parking lot, rapes, shootings, stabbings, gang violence.
This is what
all
happens
the
with
above.
people.
Good.
You're
Sorry.
upset,
Okay.
and you're not going to do this right when you're upset.
Okay.
Your
So-
emotions are not what we need here.
So,
Well, I'm
so
not
crime
upset.
can happen anywhere. I've had conversations like that before.
What about
And
the?
they said,
Yeah,
and they
right.
said crimes can happen in a car park.
The
they
coastal-
can happen
yeah.
in apartments. That doesn't mean apartments are being closed or houses are being closed.
Well, that
There's
is not-
domestic violence, but they're still open. So crime is everywhere. But where, for answers, I feel like you're a solution person. And this is what I spoke to other officers that were very unkind to me and committed crimes on me. They impounded my car 2 weeks ago. That had full registration, full tags, did not allow me to drive it away. And they said, we're going to impound it. And I recorded everything. But we could talk about this later. What I would like to say is, when it comes to fighting crime, we could be all together fighting crime together, meaning you don't have enough effectives to be everywhere at the same time. But if people work with you, nothing could go unseen, because people will call you, hey, we've seen this. Crime will go
This
nowhere.
is why I'm talking
Yeah.
about it.
Correct. And we can
Thank
work
you.
together.
And I agree with you that crime occurs in a variety of different places. However, this is controlled and maintained by the city of San Diego.
Right.
This everyone calls it public. It's actually city property.
Right.
Okay,
That right over there with the big dirt lot, that's
Okay.
federal.
that's closed.
I know.
And it shouldn't be.
But
I don't
we're-
close it,
Right.
but
Yeah,
someone
right.
else does. Somewhere
We're already
above
in
my
it,
head,
right.
something else closes. I don't know.
We'd love to talk to the people
A
above
drone
your head.
comes
so
down
that
and
you
closes
know.
it when my eyes are closed.
Actually, we saw the
We've seen the
Rangers
drone.
close it. The Rangers did it, not the Coastal Commission.
I
And
don't
the
know. They have it
Guys.
contracted to it.
So
Guys.
I hear that Sergeant
So
is
let's
doing a job.
what I would like to do
Yes, sir.
is talk to you,
Yes.
get your information,
Yes,
so
sir.
that I can say, hey, you know, they're protesting
Right.
the law on the books.
Yes.
yeah.
And are you going to be the representative?
I am.
Okay. Because that's what I'd like to do. If that's okay.
I'd love it.
Okay,
It's
great. My notebook's in my car.
You- I can
Probably
go
where
over there with you
probably
for
where my
your-
phone's at.
Okay. Let me go talk to you.
Okay.